Yo, what up guys, OPTCG Daniel here, back at it again with a deck profile video. So today we're gonna do everyone's favorite One Piece character, Portgas the Ace. Yeah, with the restrictions gone, Ace is back at full power and he has a neat effect. When this leader attacks or is attacked, you may trash any number of event or stage cards from your hand. This leader gains 1000 power during his battle for every card trashed. So basically you have more dons than, you would have, because they all count for 1000 power, and you can just discard them and hit for more even though you have no dons. But you gotta be careful, his effect triggers first, and then you have to counter with counter events. So if you use a radical beam at first, it will count towards the 1000 only, so you won't get the 4k. So know your sequencing, the leader effect goes off first, so first his effect, and then the actual counter phase comes. But yeah, a really good leader, with restrictions gone, he's full at back at full power, because of course the Whitebeard Pirates trait, so a lot of cards work with him. But yeah, we can put you right here. For our 1 cost, we play of course the 4 times Izo. Izo will just search all your cards, look at top 5 on play, look at the 5 cards, add a Whitebeard Pirate type card, so you can add events and characters, and then place remaining at the bottom. This is just your searcher. Then we go into another 1 cost. We play, of course, 4 times Buggy. So Buggy is the same as the Izo, but it will only search red event cards. So this will search all your event cards, and you want to use Izo basically for the Whitebeard characters. But still, if you get a good target from Izo, if it's an event, you can just get it, or just use this one for it. But yeah, neat effect. This character cannot be KO'd in battle by slash attributes, so be mindful of that. A lot of people misplayed hitting with slash characters into this, so be mindful of it. And it has no counter, and it's a 1 cost 3k, so you can boost up to 5 if you want with 2 dons, but you don't really want to do that in this list. Then for our last 1 cost, we play of course the 4 times Otama. Otama is your generic 2k counter, and also on play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2000 power during this turn. So if you want to combo off with some cards, you can just hard play this, and if not, keep it in hand for 2k counters. Then we go into our other 4 cost 2k counters. We of course play 4 times the Jozu. Jozu is here pure for a 2k counter, but still, if you have to use its effect, you can use it. It's a worse ace because it's a 4 cost, 4000 power. And then Don 1, if you have 2 lives or less, this card gains rush. So like I said, if you play this, you attach 3 dons, it becomes a 7k. So it's basically just a rush ace, a worse one, but still used for the counters. And of course it's searchable. Then we go into our other 4 costs. We play of course 4 times blocker Marco. So Marco is back from the restricted list, so finally Ace will thrive again in this format, even though a lot of decks counter Ace, like your worst matchups are Katakuri and Sakazuki, but still you can definitely beat them if you have the God hand, but that's with all decks almost. But yeah, it's a 4 cost, 5k, 1000 counter, blocker. On KO you may trash a Whitebeard Pirate type card, so it can be event, can be characters, to bring it back rested. Be mindful, if you play it, if you block the first attack, it dies, you bring it back rested, they will redirect all their attacks to this card. So you want to use it for the last block of the attack, if they possibly have any, or if you have a lot of cards, you can just bring it back every time. Then we go into the 5 costs. We play of course the other Marco. This Marco is really good in this deck because we play a lot of events. But yeah, this is the 5 cost, 6000 power, 1000 counter Marco. Your turn, on play, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a power of 3000 or less. So you can combo this with the Otama if you want to. And on KO, you may trash 1 event card from your hand. So like I said, you have to trash an event, you can bring it back rested. So this is a really sticky boy in this deck because we play a lot of events. And basically this card in this deck just is your entire win con. If you can play 3 of them and keep bringing them back, you will easily just win. Unless they bottom deck it, of course. Or put it in your life, then it's a problem. Then we go into our 7 costs. We play 4 times Portgas the Ace, the Rush character. Yeah, what can I say? It's the best Rush card in red. It's 7 cost, 7k on play. Give up to 2 of your opponent's characters minus 3000 power. Then if your leader has the Whitebeard Pirates trait, which Ace does, it gains Rush. So you get Rush and you can reduce 2 cards to 3000 less. So you can just crash into them or crash with your other characters. Really good card. No counter, sadly. Then we go into the 9 costs. Yes, we only play 2 times Edward Newgate. This is just when you're at a good life, you have a healthy board, or you have a good hand. You can just play this, make your leader 7k until the start of your next turn. So in your opponent's turn, you're a 7k leader. And then with your leader effect, you can just discard evens if you have to. So you can definitely play this at 9 dons. Even though you might have like 4 radical beams in hand, you can just discard it using your leader's effect. And then Don 2, when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3000 or less. So you can combo it off if you play Ace the next turn or use some other event cards. But yeah, that's it for the characters. Now we go into the events. And like I said, we do play a lot of events. Like half the deck is events. For our 0 cost, we play 1 Bad Manners Kick Course. It's not searchable in this deck, sadly, but still, we play a lot of non-counter cards, like the Ace, Whitebeard, 9 cost, and the Buggy. So, in case you have a lot of them in hand, you can just use this, or use it for the Marco or for your leader effect. But still, 0 Dawn is really good. You don't need to let anything open. Counter, you may trash 1 card from your hand up to one of your leader or characters, gains 3000 power during this turn. And the trigger is give up to one of your opponent's characters or leaders minus 3000 power during this turn. So if you hit this from life, you can give something minus 3k, so they will fill their attack. Then we go into the 1 costs, and like I said, we play 4 times the Radical Beam. Yeah, it was limited for a reason, or it was restricted for a reason. Really good card. 1 cost, if you have 2 or less lives, you get 4000. If you have more than 2 lives, you get 2000 counter. And the trigger is you just gain 1000 power during this turn. Pretty good. Sadly not searchable, but still doesn't really need in this deck. Then for our other 1 costs, we play the Whitebeard Pirates Searcher. This is basically an ESO, but you can only add characters. So ESO can add events and characters, but this can only add characters. And yeah, trigger is really nice. Trigger is just play this card. Or you can use its effect, the main effect. So look at top 5, add a Whitebeard Pirate character card, add it to your hand, place the remaining at the bottom. And yeah, if you don't need it, you can just use this as fodder for the Marcos. This is the best card you can discard for the 5 cost Marco. Then we go on to our 2 cost cards. We play 3 times Crossfire. So Crossfire is really nice in this deck because it is searchable by ESO. And it is a main/counter, so you can use it in your turn and in your opponent's turn. 2 cost, main/counter. If your leader type includes Whitebeard Pirate, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 4000 power during this turn. And then, of course, the trigger is activate this card's main effect. So this card really combos well with our last card in the deck. We have 1 more after this, and then we show the last card. Oh no, wait, we have 2 more after this, then we show the last card. But this is a really good card. You could potentially play the round table, but the round table is not searchable, so you have to be in a lucky position to get it. But this is searchable, and this can combo off with a lot of good cards, because it only is a 2 cost. Then for our 3 costs, we play 3 times a Fire Fist. This card is just, it's really good. It's a 3 cost main. You may trash 1 event card from your hand, KO up to one of your opponent characters with a power of 5000 or less, and a 1 up to opponent's character with 4000 power or less. So you can remove 2 bodies from the field, a 5000 and a 4000 or less. So if you use the Crossfire, if you use the Ace, if you use the Otama, you reduce a 8k on the field to 5k, and then if just a 4k on the field, you can just discard an event with this card. So you can just blow up 2 bodies on the field. Really cool card. And the trigger is KO up to one of your opponents with a 5000 power or less. So it's basically just a worse jet pistol if you trigger it. But this card is really good. And we play a lot of events, so you can definitely afford to discard some cards. And then just remove 2 bodies. It's only bad if they have Sabo on the field, or the Borsalino. Then for our 4 costs, we only play 2 times Gum Gum Jet Pistol. This is just to make people fear your life. So they have to put their dons on their characters to make it 7k, so this card will not attack them. But yeah, it's not searchable, but if you get this from life, I mean, it is searchable by Buggy, of course. But, oh yeah, the round table is also searchable by Buggy. Oh well, you can replace the Crossfire with round table if you want to, because Buggy can search it. But still, the Crossfire can be searched by Buggy and by Izo, so that's also nice. But yeah, this card main KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a 6000 power or less. So you can once again combo this off with the Otama and with the Crossfire. Sadly not with Ace, because it's a 4 cost, so you need 11 dons. But yeah, if you get this from life, always trigger it, really good. And then for our last card, we play 3 times the Flame Emperor. Flame Emperor is a really, really good card in my opinion. I played 4, but I cut 1 down just to get a extra bad manners kick course into the deck, because we do play a lot of non-counters. But yeah, this card is really good, because it's a 7 cost, so you can also use the Crossfire with it. Main, if your leader is Portcast the Ace, so it is leader locked, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 8000 power or less, and your leader gains double attack and 3000 power during this turn. So you deal 2 damage, so your opponent takes 2 life cards, and your leader gains plus 3k, so your leader becomes a 8k swinger for double attack. Yeah, it's KOs a 8000 or less, so if you use the Crossfire, 8 plus 4 is 12, so you can KO a big mom. So yeah, that's really good. You can KO any power card in this game. But yeah, that's it for this deck profile. If you guys enjoy it, give it a like. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you want to see more content, subscribe. And that's it for me. See you guys in the next video. Peace.